Okay, questions on page 54. And to start with, it's just looking at identifying different types of energy and what energy transformations are taking place. So if a car moving at a steady speed, okay, this can be one that can easily slip you up. At that point, if it's not getting any faster, then there's no increase in kinetic energy. So there's no transformation into kinetic energy. Basically, at that point, all of the chemical energy is overcoming friction. That's any fuel that you're putting in at that point is simply overcoming friction to keep your speed steady. So if you're overcoming friction, the main type of energy that's going to be getting involved there is heat. In part B, if you're accelerating, then you actually need both of those bits. You get the idea of increasing speed, means you're increasing kinetic energy, so that's going up, but you would also be overcoming friction at the same time as well, so you'd be adding to heat. And for a car braking, then we're actually deliberately using that idea that friction can oppose motion, so we are converting kinetic energy into heat in the car brakes. And for D, if you have a car freewheeling downhill, so engine switched off, then by being at the top of the hill, you have gravitational potential energy. Okay, sometimes just called potential. And that, as you roll down the hill, would be converted to kinetic, but once again, you would start to get some friction involved. So you get heat produced. Now you probably could go on and talk about, you get maybe a wee bit of sound and so on, but the main energy produced by friction is heat energy. And for some reason, the answers to these have been missed out the booklet, so we'll just give you the answers to check. And then number 2, it's 4 million joules. 3 is 12 metres. 50 newtons, 5 is 50 metres, 6 is 24,000 joules. I think 7's worth doing. If you're not sure about any of them, get in touch with your teacher, but 7's worth looking at. It's a wee bit different from the questions come before, and actually leads us on to the next bit that we're going to do. So for number 7, basically you've got 2 sections to it. So it drags a crate along the ground. So for that first section, we know that the force is 20 newtons and the distance is 30 metres. So we can work out the work done for that section. And we get 600 joules. But then we've got this idea of lifting the crate up to a ledge 1 metre high. Would that use the same force? Well, no. If you're lifting an object up, do you agree it's quite different from dragging it? But what force would you be using? Well, the force when you lift an object, like say we'll go into this in the next concept to do with potential energy, is equal to the weight. The minimum force you can do to lift an object is equal to the weight. And remember, our formula for weight is mg. So in this case, it's 4 times 9.8. It's 39.2 newtons. And the distance, well, it's just a vertical distance, it's 1 metre. So once again, we can calculate the work done for this section. 39.2 times 1. And therefore the total work done, well, work done is just a scalar, remember, so it doesn't matter if we change direction, we simply add together and we get our final answer. Rounding off to 3 significant figures and we get our work done.